Samhain is a fire festival and it's very much about releasing, but as it happens on this particular moon cycle course, we are in the releasing half of the lunar cycle. So it just makes it even more powerful for us that Samhain has fallen on this second half of the moon cycle between the full moon and the new moon, when it's all about release and detox. So it just seemed very pertinent, really. And it's fallen on a Sunday as well, which is interesting because most people don't work on a weekend. So it perhaps was a little bit more accessible today than it would normally be. So, Sarah, you ready for me to hand over the hostship to you, or do you just want to introduce yourself first and let me know when you're ready to put the slides up?
I'm ready when you are. Do you want me to go first with my presentation, and then
we'll see how much time is left, because we'll do a little ceremony with Uriel if there's time, and if there isn't time, that's fine. So I'm just trying to work out how to make you host. Sorry, we haven't done this very often, have we? Pressed the wrong button. Sorry, folks. Reactions, chat, participants, view, speak. So does anybody know how to make somebody else a host? I know I've done it before. Let me just have a look under you. Make host. Here we go. Got it. Okay. Has that come up now, asking you if you want to be? You're now the host, Sarah Jane.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you. All in your hands then. If anybody else tries to dial in, you'll probably see the little thing will come up, and it'll be up to you to let them in.
Okay.
But I would just stop talking in that moment and you know, wait for a free moment, if you like, wait for a convenient moment.
Cool. Okay, can everyone see me okay? I'm not sure if my internet connection is, yeah? Okay, cool. Excellent. So I'm going to just share my screen. And here we go. Oops.
Actually, anyone who's not speaking,
I can't see anyone else.
Sarah Jane,
oh yeah, you're coming up now.
I'm going to mute myself, Sarah Jane, so I don't interrupt your presentation. And Diane, do you know how to mute yourself?
Yeah.
As I can do it, and then we'll come back in when you ask for questions, Sarah. Yeah. Thank you.
Sorry, bear with me because my system is going down. One sec. I'm really sorry. One sec. I'm going to have to plug in somewhere else, I think.
We are seeing the screen okay, Sarah. Is it you that can't?
No, it's me.
Okay.
That's better. I think I'm not sure what was going on with my plug socket, but it wasn't behaving. That's it. I've got you all now. So you can all see me, yeah? Cool. All right. Sorry about that, guys. So, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the season of Samhain. My name's Sarah Jane. I am a sacred celebrant, priestess of Avalon, priestess of the goddess. I trained for 3 years in Glastonbury, and I'm part of the goddess movement down in there and the temple. I'm also the crystal healer at the College of Psychic Studies. I've been there for about 5 years, I think now. And I also run workshops there. So that's a bit about me. I also do Atlantis College. I trained with them to do sonic crystal treatments for the face. An angelic Reiki practitioner. I'm certified with ACHO. And this is me when I got my priestess, my 3 years training finished, and that was my ceremony. So without further ado, what we're going to do is just have a little connection with Goddess. So we're just going to go through just a little, like a little grounding meditation. So what I'd like to invite you all to do is just to find yourself somewhere comfortable and just take a few deep breaths and close your eyes. What we're going to do is just have a meditation into connecting with the Goddess and the beautiful planet that we live in. So closing your eyes, take a nice big deep belly breath in, and as you let go of that breath, I'd like you to let go of any thoughts or feelings, anything that may have upset you or just slightly jarred you throughout this day so far. Just let it go out into the ether. The Goddess, or whoever your deities are, to deal with, the Great Spirit of the universe. Just let them go. And then take another big deep belly breath in. And as you exhale that breath, I'd like you to relax your body from your head right down through to your toes. Allowing your jaw muscles to soften, your neck, your shoulders, just to drop your shoulders, and your back, allowing all the muscles to unfurl in your back, down through your arms, your base, your legs, your thighs, your calves, down through to your toes, allowing your body to be heavy, feeling the weight of your bones, and just melt into the seat that you're in and relax. And then take another big deep belly breath in. And as you let go of that breath, I'd like you to focus your attention on your heart chakra, on your heart center. And just imagine some beautiful silver threads coming out from your heart center and going down past your other chakras, down through your body, past your solar plexus, your sacral, your base, out, down your legs, through your feet, through the foundations of the building that you are in, and into the deep, dark, rich soil of Mother Earth. And allow these beautiful threads to permeate down through all the other tree roots, down past all the stones and bones of your ancestors, down past the crystals and any water caverns, caves, and through the layers of her body, the peat, the chalk, the sand, the rock, until you reach the crust. Pierce your silver threads through the crust, in through to the molten lather, all the way down into her iron core. There, through the iron core, reveals the beautiful ruby red crystalline heart of the Mother. Place your threads in or around this beautiful pulsating heart, the heartbeat of you, the heartbeat of the planet. And as you do so, just for a few seconds, absorb the beautiful, healing, nurturing, grounding, earth fire energy that she provides for you. And now, very gently, I'd like you to breathe up that energy. Breathe it back up and out of her iron core, through the molten lather, up into her crust, through all the layers of her body, bringing that beautiful energy with you. pulsating, vibrating, grounding, protecting, nurturing and healing all the way through her body in the deep dark void of her earth, past all the waterways and caverns, past the stones and bones of your ancestors, up through all the tree roots, out in the foundations of the building that you are in and back into the soles of your feet, up your legs, through your base chakra, past your sacral and your solar and back into your heart. Just allowing the earth fire energy of the mother to reside in your heart for a few seconds. And then placing your attention back at your heart center, I'd like you to imagine the silver threads going up and out now. They're going to go up past your throat chakra, third eye, out into the crown, above your head and up through the roof of the building that you are in, and out into the beautiful sky, pushing up, always going up through the clouds, the indigo sky, out into space. As you go, you are always fixated on a point of light ahead of you, going past all the planets, the Milky Ways, the other dimensions, the other worlds, where the star beings, our brothers and sisters, reside, always heading to that point of light. And eventually, you come much closer to that point of light to reveal your star mother. And she is so pleased to see you, and she invites you to place your threads into her body. And as you do, you feel the livening, beautiful silver, starry, starfire energy connecting with you, vibrating down your threads. Starfire, the cosmic universe, all that is, the answers that you may seek will be there. And bring this beautiful, sparkling energy back down, past all the galaxies, the Milky Ways, the planets, all the other existences of life, heading towards Earth, back to the sky, the blue sky that we know, through the clouds, down, back into the building that you are in through your crown chakra, going down past your third eye and your throat and back into your heart. And here now, earth fire energy and star fire energy meet and mix and mingle. Just allow this process to amalgamate and bring its rich alchemy into your very being. And with thanks and gratitude to our Star Mother and our Earth Mother, we allow this connection to Goddess to become part of us, knowing we can revisit it at any time. And whilst you are here, just imagine a beautiful platinum egg-shaped energy around you, giving you the protection, grounding that you need as we do our work throughout this day and this auspicious time of Samhain, always keeping you protected. And when you're ready, open your eyes and be here with me now. So I hope everyone's okay. Yeah. And what we'll do is what I always do as well is open our chakras with sound, just to liven up the body, liven up all the energy centers and our auras. So basically what we do is I will say the sound and we do it 3 times, and we start at the base and we work our way up. So again, as you're on mute, you don't have to worry about what you sound like, and so that's fine. You can make a big noise or a small noise. The point of this is that it actually opens up the chakra centers. For me, it works really well, and so I'm just going to share that technique with you. So again, just taking in a deep breath. You can have your eyes closed maybe, or open, it's up to you. And what we're going to do is we're going to open up our base chakra, which is in between our legs, the red color, and we're going to visualize them as petals. So we're going to open up the petals of the flower as we say the sound. And we're going to open up the base chakra 3 times to the sound and vibration of ooh. Ready? Breathe. 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 Now moving up to the sacral chakra, the beautiful, vibrantly orange closed petals. And we're going to open up these petals of this chakra to the sound and vibration of OO. So that's OW. Breathe. 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 Lovely. Now bringing that beautiful energy up into your solar plexus chakra to the yellow closed petals, and we're going to open up this chakra or the petals to the sound and vibration of Ah. Breathe. Ah. Breathe. Breathe. Now very gently and softly we come to our heart center. Beautiful green and pink colours. And as we visualize the beautiful petals of our heart chakra opening, we very gently and softly say the sound A. Breathe. 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 Beautiful. Now coming up to our throat chakra, beautiful turquoise colour, and we open this chakra to the sound and vibration of E. And if you cough or find it difficult, don't worry, it's just a clearing happening. Just don't worry about it, it's just fine, just let whatever be. When you're ready, take a deep breath in. Breathe. Breathe. Now moving up to your third eye, just between your eyebrows. Beautiful purple or indigo colour, sorry. And as we open this chakra, we do so to the sound and vibration of Om. Breathe. 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 Lovely. Now coming up to the crown chakra, about 6 inches above your head. This is the purple colour. Some people may see it as gold or silver. Whatever colour that works for you is fine. And as we open the crown chakra, we invite all of our angels, archangels, guardians, guides, spirits, and also the goddesses of this time, Goddess Keridwen, Sheila Nagig, the Morrigan, all those who work at this time of Samhain, and we invite them to connect with us this day. As we do so, opening the crown chakra, sound and vibration of Ing. Breathe. 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 Beautiful. Now, completing the circle of light around us and the connection with all who come from the light, star beings and brothers and sisters, and all that love and work from their hearts. We now begin this session. Come back to the here and now, back with me. Is everyone okay? Yeah? That's great. Okay. So no power on. I can't see all of you. I know Joe can. So I'm just going to carry on, if that's okay, if everyone's all right with that. Because I'm going to actually close down my little window so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so this is the wheel of the year. So as we go through the seasons, like the seasons of the year, we so then go through different times of the year. And where we're at now is Samhain, which is also Halloween, which is celebrated, which is today, which is great because it's an exciting day. So Samhain is celebrated on the 31st, which is today, and it kind of goes into tomorrow as well. That was one of my that's a little drawing of my oracle card. So Samhain is actually pronounced S, so it's easier to say it. When you look at this, the spelling for it, it's actually said Sowain, Samhain, and it's one of the most important festivals of the old tradition, so Druid pagans celebration, and it marks the end of the wheel of like the end of the year, but also the beginning. So the whole wheel is spun, so it's like New Year's Eve, and this begins a new year for us. And many rituals go on after dark into November. And this time of year, you know, it's not about werewolves and vampires and zombies, although the retail world has made a great killing in that. So the actual what it's all really about, it is about not about death as in, you know, sudden death and killing. It's about honouring our dead, honouring our ancestors. So this festival is based entirely, some know the Feast of the Dead, and so it also back when we used to work the land more than we do now, it's also the end of the agricultural year, and this also reminds us within the seasons of the year and working on the land that, you know, we know it's not, although it's the end, and you know, now the fields will start to lay fallow and not grow anything. There's always stuff going on underneath, and we know that spring is half a year away, and new life will come back. So it's a time that we say goodbye to things that we also, as in ourselves, they no longer serve us, and also say goodbye to the spirits of our ancestors that have passed. As we celebrate their life, it is all about the renewal of their spirit and the rebirth, and we're inviting our beloved, our departed beloved, to join us, and some will have a table, you know, at the table they will have a spare seat, and they will honour the dead by serving up food and drink for them tonight. And at this time of year, the crone goddess, who I'll speak a bit more about, or the hag goddess, she's the one now that starts to rule from now until Imbolc. So it's the crones. So as Samhain is a time of year when the veil between, you'll hear that a lot, the veil between the worlds is thin, and it literally means that it actually tangibly is, and we can contact our dead if we want. You don't have, you know, it won't come unless you ask it. Remember that, and you know, but if you did want to become in more closer contact with your beloved, and this could be pets as well, you know, this is a great time to do it. And so traditionally, there was a candle lit in the windows, and this would be to guide the spirits home and just to their own homes. It would also deter any unwanted spirits, which is where the origins of the jack-o'-lantern, you know, the pumpkin that we do. Let me see if I can get this one. So that's where the origins of this little fellow came from as well, because that's also to ward off the spirits that you don't want, because you don't want that. And also any spirits, any beloved that have passed within this year or very recently, this is a good time to guide them over to the Summerlands, which is where the spirit will rest until it's time for them to move on. This is also a very auspicious time of year for divination, so oracling with cards, doing all sorts of readings, and actually oracling, you know, this is a good time of year, tarot, runes, etc. It's a time to celebrate also the wild hunt. Don't know if you've heard about that. That's when the horn god gathers all the lost souls across the land. A big thing in Glastonbury. Not sure if it's going ahead so much this year still, but we would have the red and the we would have the dragons, the red and the white dragons, and also over the Tor, the land of the Tor in Glastonbury, and we would have lots of people all dressed up in the Green Man, and they would all go up onto the land and to the hills and honour this the horn god and the wild hunt, and there'd be fires and there'd be all sorts of frivolity going on, which is a lot of fun. So hopefully next year we'll all be back into play. So rituals and activities. So Samhain is a really good time to tie up loose ends, so pay debts, finish arguments, etc. You know, just put everything to rest, and prepare to rest yourself. You know, this is the dark, they call it the dark side of the year, the dark time of the year, where we actually go in and reflect and germinate and just think about what we've achieved and, you know, where we're going to go, what are we going to dream about as we go through this incubation period from now until Imbolc. I always personally make a little altar. I'll post it on the WhatsApp group because I haven't quite finished it because we had a bit of a party last night. And but basically what you do is you put, you know, these are my grandparents, so pictures of my grandparents, any pets. Don't have to, but it's a good thing to do if you want to honour your departed. And I'll put a candle on. I'll also do my own private little ritual and connection to who I want to connect to later on tonight. Also, this time of year, and Beltane, because opposites you have, so opposite to Samhain is Beltane, which is a lover goddess. So you might have a bit of energy from the other side of the word as well, but it's also a very good time to contact the spirits of the fairies. So the fairies and all the fae they're very active tonight. So if you want to, you know, commune with the fairies, a good night tonight. Don't go off with them and don't take any food or drink because you won't come back. So hail and welcome Keridwen, the goddess of the season of Samhain. And as you can see there, she looks a bit scary, but she's not actually. You know, the dark side, it's not, you know, she's a dark goddess, but really she's like your great grandmother or a grandmother who has seen so much, and she won't take no rubbish, but also she has all the love in the world for you, and she's stirring her cauldron there of her magic elixir. And just on that cauldron you can also see Sheila Nagig, who is another goddess of this time, holding her gig. So, who is Goddess Keridwen? So I've spelt it this way because this is the Welsh way. So Keridwen lives in the underworld beneath Lake Teidal in Bala, which is North Wales, and she brews a magical elixir, as the folklore goes, for a year and a day in her great cauldron, to which she adds many different herbs. Sorry, I need a drink. So she's adding all these herbs and different things to the cauldron, which is teaching us that transformation can and must not be rushed. Transformation within ourselves. So the different stages, and it's not always as straightforward as you may think or want. As we run from her hag's wisdom, she chases us, eventually engulfing us into her womb. And here we grow and become strong. We speak our truth and discover our aspirations. So at this time of year, in the crone seasons, we ask Keridwen, particularly about now, to help us to welcome any change, creativity and self-expression. And we ask us to show our face when we feel lost and alone, to be held into the warmth of her womb, guided through our transformations that we need to make to be reborn. And I mean, I can speak from personal experience. So sometimes I find change really hard, or looking at myself really hard. So when you invoke Keridwen, she will come in and, you know, she might tell you a bit about yourself, but if you're willing to do that and make that change, then you know, she's really good. But she's also very, very compassionate, and she won't judge. So other Samhain goddesses are the Morrigan, and here she is with her raven. So the Morrigan is, we see her as a triple goddess of battle, strife and fertility. She reigns over destruction and creation. Her name means great queen, phantom queen, and she was also a prophet and a shapeshifter, frequently appearing as a hooded crow and as the raven of battle. Some say she evolved into Morgan le Fay, the sorceress in the Arthurian legends, and worship her of the dead as we descend into the reflective half of the year. So again, she's another, they're quite formidable goddesses, but they're also not something to be scared of. They're really not something to be scared of. And here we have Sheila Nagig. So Sheila Nagig's image used to be, this is literally the image that you would find. As you go into a church, she would be just above the apex of the arch, and as you can graphically see, she's holding open her vulva, which is, you go into her womb of creativity. And but people used to touch the gig for good luck as they entered the building. You won't find them on churches much anymore. They were taken off. And she's depicted as an old, this is the kind of hag, you know, image that you will conjure up. Really old, balding woman, her head is balding, sagging breasts, and so she's sitting there with her legs wide apart, holding open to reveal her awesome gig, her vulva. So she is the guardian of the gateway to sex, ecstasy, death and rebirth. So on the wheel of the year, she is opposite to Beltane, as I mentioned, the maiden goddess, Rhiannon. And the Sheila Nagig is the entrance into the darkness and the gestation and going back into the mother, into the womb, and the birthing into the other side. From whence we came, we return to be revived anew, was a comment that was I can't remember who said that. So the idea is that, you know, we go back into the womb, we go into the darkness, and also these goddesses are, if you like, midwives, doulas for people dying. So people wouldn't see death as scary, you know, they'd see it as going back through into the tomb, the womb and the tomb, and then being reborn, if that makes sense. So the crystals for some of the crystals, the two prevalent ones that I work with mostly at this time of year are tourmaline, which is a crystal of transformation and transmutation, and it has a strong protecting energy that will enhance a really potent connection to Mother Earth. Because as we are grounded, the more we are grounded, the higher we can go, and into the etheric realms, and black tourmaline is really good at doing this, and it helps you reach really good meditation and visualization practices. So it is a crystal for I use it on my modems. So basically it transforms all electromagnetic stress, all negative energies, so you can wear it. If you wear it, anything coming towards you, it just brings it straight in and down into the earth. I have black tourmaline on my telly, on my Wi-Fi modem, on electrical things. It just literally absorbs negativity, but it also transmutes it and takes it away from you. It can also promote a healthy sleep. So if you grid it around the corners of your bed, you know, and ask it for protection, it will also help you with sleep, and also for all the electromagnetic waves that disturb us from our sleep, actually, which is why you might not be getting a good sleep. It could be down to that. And then so black obsidian is actually a very powerful and potent stone that you must be really ready to work with, and it really needs to be treated with respect. as you connect, so you have to connect to it slowly and at a gentle pace. It's the stone of self-truth. It's a teacher in the polarities of light and darkness. So I have some, I mean, I have lots of crystals, so many, but this particular one, you can't see it, but when you put it into the light, it actually is clear. This one is a really good example of having the polarities of light and dark within encompassing one crystal, and it's really, really good. And so basically what it can do, it's the teacher, it teaches you self-truth. Also it helps you to reveal, this is why you have to work slowly with it, your shadow elements. So it will bring up the shadow sides of you. So if you're not ready to look at that or work at that, and you don't want that in your face straight away, then just take it easy with it. But what it will do is it will transmute them and purify it, and then it supports you in smashing those illusions of the darker side of you is something to be feared and scared, because actually it's not. That, you know, we're all good and bad, and when you actually face those parts that of you that you know aren't that great, it's one of the most freeing things. So it helps you basically come out of all those self-sabotaging patterns and self-beliefs, all these things that we're programmed into from childhood and from our ancestors' childhood and beyond. So things like shame, justified guilt and anger, you know, this stone will assist you in balancing them and working through them. The well-coined phrase, experiencing a dark night of the soul, that's as humans we have chosen to incarnate on this planet, we must go through to understand that the light and dark need both. We need both of these things to create balance within us and within life itself. And ultimately, this stone helps us learn compassion and love for self and others, reach higher states of awareness, understanding and consciousness, which will in time, if we, you know, all do this together, will create the community of unity conscious among us all that we really need to advance as a human race on this beautiful planet and come together more. So how is everybody doing? Let me just...
Might be a good idea for everyone to just get a glass of water if they haven't already got one handy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, right, handing back to you then, Sarah.
Just quickly, what I thought I'd do is, because I've got, if you did want to make a Samhain altar, you know, you don't have to do all of this. It can be as simple as sitting somewhere comfortable, lighting a candle and just connecting. But, you know, I do like making altars, and, you know, you can use things like black feathers, the crystals that I spoke about. Hagstones are a good thing. So, and these come free from the beach.
Ones with apples in.
This is amazing. It's got like crystals in it. I found this on the beach. I couldn't believe, I don't know if you can see it, but it's kind of got little crystals in it. I was very pleased with that one. Yeah, so hagstones, you can, this one looks like a face. That's Sheen and a gig.
Oh, wow.
Just like, yeah, so that's that. You can have a little offering bowl. You know, I have fun with my altars, depending on the time of year. Got a little crow's foot, you know, just little things that you can kind of put on, as well as I put the photos on. Tea lights. This is golden sheen obsidian. It's,
yes, I've got some of that. Yeah.
you see that?
Mine's a sphere. I've got.
Oh, it's just,
yeah.
I
Crystal ball.
I could spend a long time just looking at that. And then and then, you know, it's a little altar cloth.
I thought there's a little pair of silky knickers.
No.
It's put them on as well.
You know what? It's your altar and it's opposite Beltane, so do as you wish. And, whatever. And this is, you know, that's Keridwen. I mean, but that's just what I do. It could literally just be a candle and a photo, you know. So I just thought I'd bring those along to give you guys some
Of your
ideas.
pumpkin coloured top.
Yes.
Very
Well,
good.
because I've got, I don't know if you can see, but my backdrop, I've put it up. This was,
Oh, wow.
um,
Oh, my goodness.
I did that. Oh, that was for last night, you see.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
thought, well, that's great. So I don't have to have my butterfly thing. That's really good. But I better wear something bright, otherwise I'll disappear. You'll just see my head.
Your hat disappears into it a bit.
Yeah.
Like your hat.
Yeah.
So now, just quickly before we move on, tomorrow's Samonius, isn't it? Samionius, have I pronounced it right? It's the new year, as you
Yes,
say.
yeah.
Yeah. So I've got a little post about tomorrow to go up as well, and I have already done the November celestial forecast as well, with everything for the month. So I don't know if you want to talk about tomorrow as well, but would you just describe that as still Samhain really? Then?
Yeah, it kind of, that for me that's like New Year's Day.
Right.
So but the church, they would call it All Souls Day.
Mm.
So because tonight you kind of see in the souls, and you know the veil is thin, and then tomorrow is like, you know, it's our new year, if you like. So the wheel of the year begins then again. And we're now into the dark half of the year, and that just means that we're going within, we're you know, reflecting, and we're gestating and thinking about the seeds that we want to plant, if you like, for the next coming year. So it's all about resting, taking that time, and just being nice to yourself, really, and just reflecting, and allowing anything to shift and shape and change, transmute, and let go. So are we all good? We will do a little meditation, and then just to introduce you to Keridwen, and just to give you a little flavour. And again, you know, this is all visual. It's all what you do with it. If you want to later on, when you light your candle, revisit Keridwen and make that connection, then you know, do with it as you will, and expand as you want to. So let me just see where we are. Here we are. Oh yeah, and so that's my little oracle card that I made about 4 years ago now, maybe more. So that's Keridwen with her lovely cauldron, and some. So the symbols of this time of year, quite clearly, as you would all know, is the cauldron, which is the symbol of the divine feminine, of the womb. And you know, we've got crows and yew trees are associated with Keridwen, the toad and the sow, and you know, crows and things, and that's the tutor in the background. And the words that come up is transformation, death, and rebirth. And this also all comes from the training that I did with Kathy Jones, and the Goddess training. And she's written lots of books. And if you did want to immerse yourself into, you know, learning about becoming a priestess of Avalon or the Goddess, you know, I'd definitely say look into it, because it was quite transforming for me, shall we say. So if everyone just wants to get yourselves comfortable again, just in a comfortable position. Could even be lying down if you want. Sorry, I've got a bit of a dry throat. There's lots of colds going round, and I am not succumbing to it, but I feel a bit funny in my throat, so I'm not thinking about it. So yeah, just get yourselves nice and comfortable, and once you're there, maybe close your eyes, lie down, whatever feels right for you, that's fine. And just closing your eyes, taking a nice little deep breath in, and exhale. Take another deep breath in. With the intention to meet, greet and connect with the goddess Keridwen. And then take one more deep breath in. And as you let go of that breath, I'd like you to visualize yourself in Glastonbury or the Isle of Avalon, at the foot of the Tor, the great big kind of mountain or hill with St. Michael's Tower on the top. As you just adjust yourself to these new surroundings, you realise that it's dusk. Darkness is setting in, and you start to make your way along a path on the slopes of the Tor. And as you're winding around, taking in the sights and the smells, you come across some of your spirit animal helpers who have come to join you on this journey, and you bid them hello. As you keep walking, the path is unfolding for you. The mists of Avalon are settling in. As the mists encompass you, you do not fear the fact that you cannot see properly, for you know you are guided. And all of a sudden, you are standing at a portal in the base of the Tor. Knowing that you are safe and protected, you walk through this portal into a softly lit tunnel, going deeper down, deeper into the earth. You can see the exposed tree roots and the footsteps of people that have been here before you. In the walls, there is a glistening of crystals. Their beautiful rainbow hues bounce off and reflect in the shimmering light, illuminating your path, going deeper, down and round, round and down. Until you come to a big oak door. You knock on the door and it opens very gently to reveal a big chamber. And now you realise you are no longer in a tunnel of earth, but you have come to a deep, cavernous cave. The air around you is moist and slightly warm, and just out of focus you see a little fire flickering. You can just make the shape of a big cauldron and a woman, just the outline, standing over her cauldron. And in this cavern, this cave, are many magical, wonderful items. And as you look around, you are invited to take any magical tools, cloaks, wands, whatever comes to you is right for you at this moment in time. Take a few minutes to walk around this beautiful cave of wonderment and just gather a few things only that you need. Once you have collected the magical tools that you require for this journey and this healing, you begin now to softly walk up to the older lady standing by her cauldron. And as you walk closer, you see that behind her is the most amazing emporium, a workshop of all the most intriguing books, potions, lotions, jars, all stacked very neatly. An open fire, a welcoming rug, and a cloak just for you, for this is your cloak of protection that you will be wearing from now on when you need it. The old woman is very intently looking at her cauldron and stirring, adding things, mumbling words. She hasn't quite noticed you yet. So you gently approach and sit down just in front of her. Still busily stirring, she then notices you, looks up and looks deep into your eyes, as if she is looking straight through your soul. You allow this gaze, for you know she is searching for anything that needs to come to your surface and be healed. You begin to feel quite emotional, quite overwhelmed, as you feel like she is literally drawing all those old wounds right out of your very being. You feel the energy of old hurts, angry words, unjust actions, things from as far back as you can remember, bubbling, rising, coming up and out, as if they are being drawn out of you and in to the elixir that she has been stirring for nearly a year. Even tears that you cry find their way into the cauldron. Keridwen then invites you to stand up, and with a firm but loving voice, she asks you at this time to purge all that is no longer serving you into that cauldron. Tell her, scream at her, tell her all that is upsetting you, all that has gone. Allow it all out, for she is a fearsome goddess, and she will welcome it, and she will bring her Morgan crows to come and feast on all the negativity. Just take a few minutes here at this point, at this time, for your highest good, to allow that purging process to happen, pouring it all into her cauldron as she draws it away and mixes it, allowing this to happen now. Just allowing now anything else that may rise consciously or subconsciously, giving it that time and space just to enter into the cauldron. Allow it to bubble and fizz and melt away. Keridwen speaks to you. Well done, my child, she says, for allowing this purging of all those stored, unnecessary, unwanted emotions, thoughts and feelings will free you. You open your eyes and you look into hers, who have an even softer and gentler gaze now. And as you look into the cauldron, you see a swirling and a whirling of all that negativity, all of those old wounds, swirling and moving. And right before your eyes, from the darkness, they begin to turn different rainbow colours, just like the colours you saw through the tunnel walking in. And you watch in amazement as all that was dark turns into the light, the prism of beautiful rainbows. And as she stirs, she starts to cackle and laugh, which slightly unnerves you. But you're so exhausted, you begin to laugh too, this belly laugh like you haven't for so long. And you laugh and laugh, bringing your energy centers to a higher vibration as you now begin to feel the joy of what letting go can actually do for you. And she laughs and she stirs and she cackles and she stirs. Then she reaches for a bottle. And as you watch, the beautiful elixir, which is now luminescent and bright and sparkling, she takes the bottle and dips it into the cauldron's elixir. And she invites you to take some. Drink this down, my dear. For we have emptied the darkness, now we must put back into some light and balance. Attentively, you do drink some of this beautiful elixir, and you feel the most beautiful, warm sensation, as if it is sealing all the holes in the aura, filling any dark spaces that may have been left. For this is true transformation, from dark into light into balance. And you allow this feeling to encompass your whole physical, spiritual and emotional body. Just enjoy this joyful, jubilant feeling. Feeling revived and revitalized and transformed, you thank Goddess Keridwen from your heart center with pure love and gratitude. And you find in your pocket something to give her, a present. And she receives it gratefully. Goddess Keridwen tells you that you are always now welcome here in her cave with any troubles, anything that is bothering you, anything that may surface that did not this time. She invites you to always come to see her and pour it into her cauldron for her to transform it. You are so grateful, and she sends you off with all her love. She also says for you to wear your cloak of protection as you go out into the normal world, for she will keep you safe whenever you are wearing it. Just think of it, put it on, ask for her protection, and she will cloak you with it. You bow your head, turn around, and start to walk out through the beautiful cave with the spiritual tools that you have also picked up to help you in this dark time of the year as you reflect, gestate what you need to. Going out through the big oak doors and back out into the windy earthen corridor. Back from whence you came, twisting, turning, going up now, up, back up into the earth. And finally, you make your way out of this sacred portal in the base of the slopes of the tour that you have found. And your spirit animals are waiting. And you know you can always enter back into this space. She will be waiting. And you begin to retrace your steps through the mists of Avalon, back down to the path where this inner healing journey once begun. Being aware of your footsteps, grounding, looking at your feet as you walk, always grounding, And when you're ready, open your eyes and be here with me now. Come back into the here and now, opening your eyes, wiggling your feet, your toes even, don't know how you wiggle your feet, and your fingers. Okay, is everybody back? Is everyone okay? Yeah, excellent. Let me just, oh yeah, Alex, I can see you.
Hiya.
Yay, everyone's back, everyone's okay. I trust Kate is. Cool. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. I thought it's always a bit more different on Zoom. In person, I have music and I have a bit more going on, but I hope you enjoyed your encounter with the goddess Keridwen, and know that she's always there, and you can always unload whatever it is you need to with her, and she doesn't judge, and she will take it and transform it for you. So that just leads me to thank you for joining me. Please, there's some details if you did want to contact me on Insta, Twitter. I'm available in person. I've been doing a lot of in-person healings now, which makes me happy, or still on Zoom. The College of Psychic Studies at the minute are erring on the side of caution, and we're still healing via Zoom. I don't think they're going to open their doors now until next year, because that's kind of their decision. But if you can come over to me, you're more than welcome to have a healing. And yes, I do hope you've enjoyed it. Before I sign off, Joe, I'd just like us to close down, just so we're not, I don't know if people are going to be going out. I know I'm going out to jump the flames of the cauldron with some people a bit later. I'm going to a little thing, and we will be jumping the cauldron and doing some fun things. So what I'm going to ask you to do, just for now, just to close down, because obviously, you can always open up again later if you want to do the connecting to your ancestors. But in case you're out and about or doing anything, it's just good practice to close down. I don't want to send anyone out there too open. So what we'll do is just please just close your eyes. I just invite you to close your eyes, and very simply, we are just going to close the chakras. So we're going to start at the crown. So just, you can kind of do it like you're actually doing it, or place your hand on that chakra, and then so place your hand, or just visualize closing down that chakra until it feels right and comfortable for you. And when you feel it's comfortable for you, not completely closed ever, but just enough, what I do is I draw a circle of light around it. So I'll do that, but what I'm visualizing is I'm drawing, you can do it over the chakra. So draw a circle of light around the chakra 3 times, and place your symbol of protection, which could be a star, a crucifix, an Om, whatever it is, just push that over. And then just to protect it, just put your symbol over, and then gently move down to your 3rd eye. And just gently close this chakra until it feels right and comfortable for you. And when it does, draw your circle of light anti-clockwise around this chakra and place your symbol of protection inside. Moving down then to your throat chakra. And if you feel like maybe you say too much sometimes, you might want to close it a little bit more. Or if you feel you don't speak your truth enough and you need to be able to speak your truth with love or be heard, keep it open a bit more. But when it feels right and comfortable for you, draw your circle of light clockwise around this chakra and place your symbol of protection inside. And when you're ready, gently moving down to our beautiful center, our heart center, heart chakra, and gently closing this chakra until it feels right and comfortable for you. Again, if you need to let more love in, keep it open a bit. If you feel you're too in, then just close it a little bit more. And draw your circle of protection anti-clockwise around this chakra and place your symbol of protection inside, just over it. And then moving down to your solar plexus chakra, powerhouse, gently closing the petals or this chakra down, just gently closing it until it feels right and comfortable for you. And when so, draw your circle of protection clockwise around this chakra and place your symbol of protection inside. And then moving down to our sacral chakra, which is a very, very special chakra to us as women. Draw your circle of light anti-clockwise around this chakra and place your symbol of protection inside. And then moving down to your base chakra, and as my crystal healer Valerie Pitts, my teacher, always taught me, we put a little rubber stamp on it. So before we close it as comfortably, as not completely as comfortable as possible for us, what we say is 3 times, I have no fear, there is no such thing as fear. Again, I have no fear, there is no such thing as fear. I have no fear, there is no such thing as fear. And then gently closing the chakra down, not completely, we still need that life force energy coming from the mother. Place your circle of protection clockwise around this chakra and your symbol of protection inside. And then visualizing roots like that of a strong old ancient oak tree coming out from the soles of your feet into the ground, your tailbone, going back down to that center, the core of the mother, grounding and protecting, protecting and grounding, grounding and protecting you. And I like to say this little prayer when I finish. With the power of God, Goddess that I am today, I choose peace. With the power of Goddess that I am today, I choose love. With the power of Goddess that I am today, I choose to be happy and united with all life. In the name of the Goddess, the God, and all beings that come from the light, so be it. I thank you, I thank you, I thank you all. Blessed be. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you. I'm just going to give the reins to Jo now. How am I going to do that? I am going to do that like this, as if by magic. And I'm going to put myself on mute.
Thanks, Sarah. I don't think you need to mute yourself because we might have some comments and questions for you. it wasn't showing whether it was recording or not, and I was a bit worried, but it certainly looks as if it has been, so that's great. Thank you. What a wonderful session. Thank you very much. We talked before because we knew we had a 2-hour slot and we weren't sure how the timing was going to go, and I do have a little channeling with Uriel, but we don't have to do that. I'm not sure how necessary it is, because we've really put everything that we wanted to release for today into the cauldron, and I imagine that people would have been either dropping in the things from their list or reiterating the things from their list. If anybody does still have their list to hand and forgot about the list and would like to do something, we can do a little channeling with Uriel and visualize the flames and imagine. We're not going to actually do any burning. I don't want to be responsible for burning anybody's house down today. But we can connect with the flame and we can visualize the sheep burning. But as I say, I'm not attached to whether people feel that's necessary or not. So thank you so much, Sarah. Would anybody like to just say anything to Sarah, because she's very gifted, and I think working with the goddess is very different from working with the angels and working with the Egyptian deities, but I feel they're all really complementary, and I'm certain that they've all come from the same origins. It's just that they've been embellished in different ways. So I think it's really lovely. Well, I find it very educational listening to her, because I know a lot less about the Glastonbury goddess. Well, not just Glastonbury, but we know Glastonbury is intimately connected with the goddess movement, if you like. But I feel I know a bit about some of the gods and goddesses of the Celtic times, but I knew nothing really about Keridwen at all. So I really enjoyed that. And I remember learning back about Rhiannon. I know you were there, Antonia, weren't you, for the one she did in May, and that was lovely too, wasn't it? I think you were there for the Imbolc one as well, weren't you, where we worked with Bridget. So yeah, we know about 3 now. Which is wonderful. Okay, I'm just going to throw the floor open then. It looks like Di wants to ask something, so let's pass over to you, Di.
Thank you, that was lovely. It was hard to stay with it sometimes, but yeah. It was not necessarily in this, it's the fact that it's come up only yesterday for me, and where I was yesterday and where my curiosity was leading me, as far as well, where basically my curiosity was leading me. I go and research on things, and where is this taking me? And it's the I can't say this, is it the Tuath Danan?
The Thordathian.
Is that right? Say it.
The Thordathian, yeah.
The Irish. That's the Irish. Yes, yeah.
They're the beings of light that came down. They are the so Bridget is the Thordathians. They had to go underground because there was a big kind of spiritual war that happened. So they went underground into, some people say Middle Earth, but yeah, they're the light beings. They came from the stars.
Okay, so that's where, all right, that's where I've had a real pull. And,
yeah, just I'd say research it. There's a lot that's been written about them, and but Bridget is, if you like, a child of the god and goddess of the Thordathians, and they are very, very, they're holders of the light. They're light beings, but they were forced underground.
Which fits in with something else I've experienced in another place. Okay. And yesterday I just want to share this because it will be collective, not just for me. So I visited my hometown, Liverpool, and I had a real pull to go and see the prism there. And I was going out for a meal with my brother and sister-in-law and their children. And why do you want to go here? I said, don't know, I've got a real pull to go there. Never really paid any attention to it. And as we were going there, my other brother was telling me that it was built by the chief architect of Liverpool. and apparently his son was a gambler, and it was something about selling your soul to the devil. But in his hand, before he was buried, he had the winning hand in his hand, and he always wanted to be buried upright, not as in sat at the table. Whether this is true, but yes. So, and then I passed a big building and it said something about a wedding, which I don't think is a physical wedding. I feel as if it's some sort of time to marry again, as in ourselves.
More like a spiritual union.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I get from that, a spiritual union, which can be, again, with yourself. The dark time of the year is when we connect more to ourselves. So it's about going within, it's about reflecting, it's about looking at those things that you may not want to, but it's also about rest. It's just about resting and also celebrating what we've achieved and what we have got through. And, you know, life's been tough the past 18 months or so. And a lot of us have survived. We've survived financially, spiritually, physically, you know, with people. It's been a testing time. So there's a lot for us to celebrate too. Yes, I can see Danu. That was it. I couldn't think.
I mean, they have different names. I usually say Tuata de Danan, which is probably completely wrong. But
yeah, but Danu is Danu, and Danu who is actually who we celebrate at Yule.
Okay, right, interesting.
Yeah, so Yule, Danu, and she is the Star Mother. So when you go up to the Star Mother, it's for me anyway. There's so many different goddesses.
Sounds like Pistis Sophia, doesn't it?
Yeah, and so she is Danu is the Star Mother, if you like. And thank you, Kate. I am kind of running on empty now. I was up late.
I think the thing is that, interestingly, when Sarah said, "Do you have a gift for Keridwen?" I gave her an emerald. And to me, Ireland is the Emerald Isle, isn't it? Although, I mean, I don't even know if Shakespeare referred to England as the Emerald Isle. We seem to both have a connection with it, but we've talked before about our connection with the Emerald Order of Melchizedek as well. So emerald does seem very powerful. Yeah, it's fascinating stuff, and certainly the whole Druid movement in the UK was very strong in Wales and Ireland. You know, that's the Celtic stronghold, if you like. And I've got a very good friend who's a Druid, and he's not well now, sadly, but you know, I've known him for a lot of years, and he said he used to teach Druidry, and he said so much of their beliefs came from Egypt. So, you know, we know there's a big tie up, and I think it's just that obviously the goddess thing is a real feminine movement as well. So it's been for a long time because it was just such an unexpressible thing, feminism generally. I mean, maybe not so much in the UK since the 60s and everything, but even then we still have really found ourselves in a very patriarchal world per se. And the feminine goddess movement has enabled women to have a voice in their own way, in their own space for a long time. But I think there have been other periods of history which were matriarchal, where it was more the norm. But yeah, it's fascinating. I mean, I tried to get a trip over to Ireland I think it was about 10 years ago. I had everything set up. And interestingly, the guy who I was going to use as the guide, the first thing he showed me when I met him was a Sheen and a gig on the wall. And funnily enough, I videoed him showing me. It's only about 3 minutes long, this video, and it's had thousands of hits. It's probably one of my most popular videos. His name's Michael something or other. But yeah, we'd set up to go to various sites. We couldn't get into the main one privately because it's not available to do that. I've forgotten what it's called now, the main one. Can you remember, Sarah? It's very, very famous. But anyway, the within the same group, because that particular one is at least 6,000 years old, the main one in Ireland.
Is that Newgrange?
Newgrange, yeah, thank you. Yes, so I've been to Newgrange, but I couldn't hire it privately, but I was able to hire another one in the same group, and that was all set up to do. And we were actually, I think we're going to go either September or March are the times to go, because there's another place you can go to, which we timed into our agenda to be there on the day that the sun comes in, which is either the autumn or the spring equinox. So obviously you're very limited in when you can go if you want to be at that particular location on that exact day. And even then you're hoping that the visibility will be good on that day. But we had it all set up to work, but we just didn't really get enough interest to make it happen. But maybe that was ahead of its time, I don't know. But I feel like a trip to Ireland is really key. And obviously there's also a place called the it's so long since I did it, I can't remember now, but it's something like the land of the cats, or the which I had to have on the agenda.
Yeah, you've got La Crew and
loads of really lovely sites.
And, yeah,
we were going to go right up to the top of Ireland on the west, which is still Éire. It's not part of Northern Ireland, but it's right on the top coast. Cavern of the Cats, I think it's called.
Yes, it is.
And yeah, I thought, God, I've got to go there. But anyway, maybe as and when it's meant to happen. The other thing to tell you guys, as you've now met Sarah, is that Sarah and I met about 3 or 4, I mean, I've met quite a long time ago, but we met up about 3 or 4 months ago to talk about a trip down to Glastonbury. And we spoke to the Chalice Wells, didn't we, Sarah? Saying we were really keen to run something there, and they've never come back to us. We said, as soon as you've got some availability, let us know. Last time we spoke, we still haven't heard anything, had we? I certainly haven't. Have you?
No, but I'm going down to Glastonbury on the 19th of November for the weekend.
Right.
So I will pop in. Remember last time I went, they shut really early for some reason in the summer.
I remember you telling me, yes.
Which is not, I think it's the way of the world still. So I will be there when they're open. I'm going to go into the office and just see them and say
chase them up. But it's on our agenda to do retreats, and I mean, you know, it may be that it would work to do one up to your area, Di. And
yeah, I welcome. I honestly, I welcome you all. I do.
Okay. There's only Alex who could say, "Can I come?" And that's probably because we didn't ask her.
No. The kitchens will be done soon, and as I say, the garden's done. I've got a studio where I can set meditation or a sound session, or you know, and so it's a big house right next to the river. We can go down and release next to the river as well. So,
where's the nearest accommodation for overnighting?
Well, you could have a big pajama party here and have a squaddy wash.
What is that?
Yeah.
Is that where we bring our own mattress?
Well, I've got a lot of the sheepskins here, and
wow.
So I can I can accommodate you that way, as long as you know we have a couple of sinks and warm water for you to squaddy wash in. No showers.
I'm up for it.
Space for a tent is also welcome as well.
Well, you can't tent outside.
Oh, right.
There are plenty of, as I say, it's big enough for you to have there's a couple of treatment rooms, there's the big studio, there's a kitchen downstairs, there's a shop downstairs, you can be accommodated.
Sounds fun, eh, girls? Are you in, Alex?
So let's arrange it.
Wow. Okay. Well, I tell you what, you're telling us that what was it we said for the name of the Irish lady? Alex says
Danu.
Brilliant, Danu. I mean, I'm wondering if we should try and do these sessions on the Celtic Festival, because, as I said, this is the 3rd one you've done for Antonia and I, and obviously there are some others who came to the last 2 who aren't here today. Yvonne actually is booked in for today, but she's on her way to Wales, so she said she just wanted to see the recording, so she'll be another one that we'll have seen 3 now, I think.
Before before COVID, I used to run them here. I used to run them at home, and we used to do a ritual.
Lovely.
It was all encompassing, so it would be very well, it'd be here. So
Yes.
Beltane, I went over to the field and we did a ceremony actually on the land with the fairies. So yeah, this is I do. So yeah, I'm up for that because I've got all stuff written for Yule, Danu, and a beautiful meditation going off with her actually.
And on
It's all coming back to
Saturday,
me now.
on Saturday the 4th, because I'm the chair of the Mistletoe Association here, and play the goddess Frigg in when we do the festival. But because we're not having a festival, we are with the Druids putting the mistletoe heart on the outside of the building again. And just going to have a little ceremony, possibly over the crystal labyrinth in the garden.
Wow.
So we will bring the male and the female mistletoe together again and gift it to the river. So I don't know whether that's too close to Christmas or
4th of December or January.
That's the first Saturday in December.
December. I think we're working at Newlands that day, aren't we, Katie? But that's the sort of thing that really would appeal to probably all of us, to be honest. And I'm still waiting for my mistletoe.
You are, Jo. All of this happened.
I do understand you've had a lot going on.
Yeah, I'm really.
It'll come when it's meant to. Just a little gentle reminder. Not on the edge of my seat.
Don't need to. The guilt is in here for not sending that to you.
Bless you, bless you. Well, it'll come when it's meant to. Okay. Well, I mean, we're probably getting close to 4, 5, 6.
It's
No,
4 o'clock now.
4 o'clock. Yeah, what day is it? What year is it? 4 o'clock. Yeah. Did anybody feel the need to do the fire thing? I don't feel attached to it, as I said. No.
I'm going to a sacred fire for 5 o'clock anyway, so yeah.
You'll be doing your fire thing, but I think, you know, definitely. Well, I know Katie and I would go to your ceremonies if we were free and you were running at Feltham. I know Antonia would like to go. Depend if she could get somewhere where we could pick her up, I guess. Because you're not really very easy by public transport unless it's bus, are you, Sarah?
No, yeah, there's a station, and then you can just.
No.
Sorry.
Not on our line, Feltham.
Oh.
It's a completely different line, so God knows where we'd have to change. But driving wise, it's only about 10 minutes from me, or 15 at most. So we could definitely drive over to you, and if anybody wants to make their way here, I could definitely take people from there. Anyway, to be continued by the sound of it, but exciting stuff. Thank you for joining us at the last minute there, Di. I know you're meant
but
to.
bless you. Thank you for letting me see and opening it up, the two of you, and not keeping it to that group. It was meant to be.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, well, you've done the closing ceremony already as well, so it feels wrong to reopen everything now, because we've done a lovely cleanse and we've done a full process, and we're all back ready to face the world, face the music now. So yeah, thank you so much, Sarah. I'm sure we'll do other things together. Really grateful for having met you in the forest, funnily enough. She came on one of the forest bathing events, Katie, at Harry Edwards.
Unannounced. I didn't know I was going either.
No,
My friends
it really was synchronicity, wasn't it? Yeah, because basically Fiona had told some people, my sister Fiona had told some people that she knew through her organisation, and the lady who was coming had moved pretty much down to Glastonbury, hadn't she? She'd moved down to Somerset. And so she didn't really want to drive up on the morning to get to Harry Edwards Healing Sanctuary forest bathing for 10 o'clock in the morning. It would have been about a 3-hour drive. So she phoned Sarah, who she knew, and said, can I stay with you the night before? And when she got there, she said to Sarah, actually, I think it's something you'd probably quite like to do. So Sarah literally, it was before lockdown, wasn't it? It was about the month or two before, or the October or something before. And so Sarah came, and we all went back to Fiona's house afterwards, and Sarah and I spoke for about 3 hours, found that we both worked for the College of Psychic Studies, and we've been working together ever since from time to time. So it was definitely, the whole process was started up by the Wood Wide Web, I think, wasn't it? Cool to meet.
I did choose one of your sister's cards. From
the Heart and Soul, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Is that Sanusimi?
That's Sahaquiel,
guardian
angel of
Sahakiel, yeah,
Sahakiel.
Angel of the Sky.
Yeah, A card for sun, moon, stars and nature guidance. So, yeah.
Very appropriate. Well, Katie and I were out in Newlands Corner yesterday for quite a few hours, weren't we? And the forecast was dire. It's the first time we've ever looked on two forecasts, and one said 100% chance of rain and the other one said 96% chance of rain. And it actually was raining when we got there, lightly, wasn't it? But the sun came out, didn't it? And we actually had barely any rain. We could just hear a little bit of rain coming through the trees. It was beautiful. It was one of the most beautiful sessions I've done for a long time. So we certainly got our dose of the woods yesterday. Yeah, very much so. And obviously these 6 were meant to meet today. So thank you very much. Take your wonderful energy out into the wider world. And we'll wrap up for now. And just to let you know, I might do something on the 11/11 because that's obviously a very big day for energy as well. And 11/11 is such a manifesting energy. And of course, it's Armistice Day as well. So if I don't know if it's probably a weekday. Is it? Has anybody got a calendar there? It is
Thursday.
the Thursday. So 11/11, unless we made it 11/11 at night, which is rather late for most people, isn't it? 11/11 in the morning would rule out you, Alex, if you'd be at work, I imagine, wouldn't you? Yeah. What do people think?
I think we're doing something here. Yeah.
Too late? Too late?
I could ask my boss for the morning off if it was on the 11th.
Would you come? Would you want to come?
I think so. What would it be? A meditation and healing?
Well, I was wondering about doing something in the woods, to be honest. But
Face to face.
yeah, but I mean, it's where we could. It would have to be unofficial because we wouldn't have time to hire anywhere specifically. Unless we hired Cannon Hill, which I guess we could. Are you even around? You're away, aren't you, Katie?
Yes, I'm actually potentially assessing a trainee in Sheffield, actually.
Oh, I knew you were going up north around then.
Not till the afternoon. Yeah, if you do this and I can't join, if you do it online, decide to do something online.
Yeah, do an online thing. Well, let me know your thoughts, folks. Is it something that appeals to everyone here potentially?
Yes, but I may be working, so I'd have to tap into Tahuti and
join it another time.
Yeah.
Spend time and space.
Yeah.
Which we like doing that, don't we? Okay, I might douse on that afterwards and see what comes up. Okay, well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
See you again soon.